Hi, Susan Young, Mindful Coaching. Today we're on week 4 of observing. And last week we talked about Susan David's work on emotional resilience. Today we're going to reground in our final week of observing into breathing again. It's so foundational to be able to observe our own mind. And a reminder, we all know this, a reminder also foundationally that when we are sitting in our practice, that there's the invitation to use your breath as the tool to keep you coming back to yourself and to the present. And there's an invitation that this practice is about liberation for ourselves from our attachment to suffering and to increase our kindness and connection to others. So we want out of our anxiety, we want out of our nervous mind, we want out of our triggers that some of us may still experience. That is valuable. That is not invaluable. And the focus of mindfulness as it was created was to bring ourselves out of suffering and to contribute to the world in a more positive way. So the reason I wanted to chat about deep breathing today is because it's so foundational. And I wanted to remind us all to come back to breathing because it engages the parasympathetic nervous system and it helps us reduce the feelings of anxiety. There's 3 key things. Deep engages the parasympathetic nervous system, so it pulls us out of feelings of anxiety. When we engage in the breathing, it slows the heart rate, it reduces blood pressure, and it relaxes the muscles in the gastrointestinal. So the significance of it is been researched definitively. And then the third thing is when we continue to turn back to long, steady breathing, it brings our attention into the present moment and may allow you to feel a bit more relaxed and calm. And why are we focusing on calming ourselves? Not only is this world, as we know, revving up more and more, but it's also gives us a sense of safety by being in calmness. When we're not calm, when we're agitated, anxious, we can feel unsafe. So then once we make that shift more often to living in calmness and safety, we still need to train the minds to not return to those feelings of distress, anxiety, worry, fear that might be our default. So a reminder of those 3 things: engaging the parasympathetic nervous system, reducing feelings of anxiety, the physiology of slowing the heart rate, reducing blood pressure and relaxing the muscles in the belly, and then bringing us back into the present. So those are the 3 most significant things that research has shown us that deep breathing gives us. And of course, James Nestor, who's done quite a lot of research on breathing. And you might remember that what we want to do is breathe through the nostrils. It filters the air, it heats conditions the air so that by the time it reaches the lungs, we can actually access 20% more oxygen than if we're breathing through the mouth. Shallow breathing through the mouth stresses the body. So breathing through the nostrils balances levels of carbon dioxide and oxygen. And of the 5,400 mammals on the planet, all breathe through the nostrils except dogs, who occasionally breathe through the mouth. And that's done with intention. Mouth breathing creates hyperventilation, we have more bacteria, and it gives the central nervous system the message that I'm at risk, because when I'm panting, it makes me more agitated. So we know how it affects system. Fewer, slower breaths, allowing us to access more oxygen. And it's a marker of longevity, according to James Nestor's research. The larger our lung capacity, the longer we live. So a reminder that our posture, so kind of check what your posture is right now. Reminder that the posture is important in terms of being able to breathe. So kind of have a sense, you can glance at yourself in the Zoom, and you can kind of want a sense of balancing your shoulders, tucking your chin back, and then lengthen through the spine. If you want a pillow behind you to support your back, that's fine. And if you want to lean back too, that's fine. If you can, to sit upright gives us the most capacity, but of course we're not always there. So 80% of the messages about calmness comes from the body to the brain. And by breathing, it allows us to anchor into the body. I'm in a relaxed state. We're sending communication to the brain and to the body. So, any questions? I can pause the recording until.
I just missed Susan's last name.
Susan David, and I'll send it to you again.
Can you send it? I can't find it.
Sure, I'll send it to you. No problem. Yeah. Okay. Any questions before we shift into the practice? Okay. I'll mute you all, and then invite you to sit in that posture, the posture that allows you to feel the most supported and yet will allow you to stay the most awake and alert. So find that exact right place for you. Take a moment or two and wiggle yourself around so you feel supported and relaxed. Depends on your energy today. It depends on the body. It depends on what your morning has been like. And then allow the hands to be on the thighs or in the lap, maybe a hand in each other, or the palms down. Sometimes that can really reassure the body. Close the eyes. Allow the body to come to rest. Tuning into the whole top of the head and allowing a sense of relaxation to come over the body as you feel the whole face become calm, soft. Let the jaws be soft. Let the shoulders anchor down. Feel the arms heavy. Let the shoulders be soft and down, creating space between the shoulders and the ears. Let the whole torso become softer, more relaxed, more at ease. Tuning in a little bit more to your breathing. The mouth is staying gently shut, and a reminder to breathing in through the nostrils. Let the belly be soft, spine being long, the whole back relaxing while staying alert. And allow the hips, the buttocks, the pelvis to consciously soften and relax. Feel through the thighs and the knees, down the shins and calves, to the feet planted firmly on the ground. And on your next in-breath, feel the whole body like a wave of calm radiating through your whole body. And now tune into your breathing. As you breathe in through the nostrils, feeling the breath come up through the nose and then down through the body, and then expanding your belly, your ribs, your lungs. And as you exhale, feel the lungs contract, feel the ribs contract and the belly button against the spine, and then the breath comes up through the body and out through the nostrils. Let's do that several more times. I'll guide you once more, breathing in through the nostrils, feeling the belly expand, the ribs and the lungs, and then exhaling. Now breathing to yourself with no guidance for the next few moments. And now you might notice thinking or feeling or sounds. And I'm going to invite you to expand your awareness and return back to your breath each time you notice a thought or a feeling or a sound coming into your field of awareness. We're going to use the breathing as an anchor. If you become bored or irritated, restless, or sleepy, just notice that. If you begin thinking about something you did yesterday or you want to do when you're done this, just notice that without judgment. The body becomes achy or sore without moving the body unless it becomes beyond your capacity. Just notice and return back to the breathing. Throughout the whole process of the next little while, sustain as best you can a deep compassion for yourself in this intention of witnessing whatever emerges and using the breathing as an anchor. We're going to drop any expectations. Breathing in and breathing out. Each breath, a new breath. Allowing compassion to radiate for whatever is emerging in your field of awareness in each breath. Receiving each in-breath in a way that allows your whole being to feel nurtured. Nurturing. Breathing in each in-breath with nurturing, and then letting go with each out-breath, just letting go. Each breath being open and receptive to the entirety of your experience, and using your breathing as your anchor. Perhaps allowing your awareness to sit at the nostrils as you breathe in and breathe out. Perhaps you have a specific anchor that you use that works well. Please continue to use that anchor. If you find the mind wandering, using the nostrils as your anchor. Each moment, returning back to this present moment. Receiving as whatever is here to be known within your awareness with a profound compassion, with no judgment. resting in breath itself as an anchor for your awareness. Awareness is like a mirror. It knows, it senses, it feels whatever moves or arises, whatever lingers or dissolves. Awareness. Allowing yourself to rest in awareness itself while using the breathing as an anchor to return the mind back to this moment without judgment. When sound comes to your ears, allowing it to just come, allowing it to emerge in your awareness, not pushing it away, not going towards it. It just is. When thinking comes into the awareness, just allowing the thought to be just as it is. You don't have to push it away, dive into it. The thought just is. It emerges and it falls away. If a sensation in the body emerges into awareness, allowing it to just be, Don't have to go after it and change. Don't have to, just allowing it to be as it is without judgment. Compassionate awareness invites us to return back to this moment over and over. Compassion awareness is always there for us to tap into, for us to draw on like the sun, even when there's clouds between us and the sun, even when there's agitation of the mind or body between us and compassionate awareness. By allowing ourselves to deepen into our breathing, we can often tune deeply into compassionate awareness. Noticing the mind, if there is boredom or sleepiness, agitation, irritation, thinking. With a deep compassionate awareness, we notice these things emerge, come into our field of awareness, and then allow them to fall away as best we can without pushing or demanding. As best we can, we come back to the breath as an anchor. Perhaps focusing on the nostrils where the breath comes in and the breath goes out. This is the practice. There is no mind state that the field of awareness cannot hold. Whether it's discomfort or agitation, thinking, boredom, depression, sadness, pain, suffering, there is no mind state or body state that can't be held and felt with an intimacy that we can know of ourselves just this moment, holding and seeing what is emerging in your conscious awareness. And with each breath, choosing as best you can to rest in the natural luminosity of your own awareness, perhaps tapping into the larger field of awareness that is available. Nowhere to go. There's nothing to do but to be right here, training the mind as best you can without judgment. There's only meeting this moment, just as it is, with awareness of what is emerging and falling in your consciousness, of thoughts and feelings, sounds, body sensations, and allowing the breath to be your anchor, your guide, the place that you can return to with a deep intimacy. No agenda, no preferences, just being with what is emerging in your field of awareness. And in the last moment or so, being here in your breath, with yourself. This is me in this moment. This is the thoughts and the feelings, the body sensations, the sounds. This is where I am right now. Acceptance with compassion. And then allowing 3 more breaths, 3 more breaths. And if it feels right for you to bring a hand to your heart and a hand to your belly, just lightly pressing so your body feels the warmth of your intention to be present. So your mind feels the intention of being present. Releasing the hands. And if it feels right for you, setting the intention for the rest of your day to be as present and notice when you're not, and using your breath. And then as you're ready, releasing. Wiggling your fingers, perhaps, turning wrist circles, stretching legs. Perhaps reaching up, coming back,